Welcome to Shooting It Straight with Stan. I'm your host, Stan, the Annuity Man, America's annuity agent licensed in all 50 states. And you're saying, Stan, you don't have the logo gear on. Yes, I do. I just leaned back for all the people watching me on the YouTube channel, but for the podcast people, everything I wear has the Stan, the Annuity Man logo, except for the underwear. I'm working on that. No, I'm not. But the pants and the shoes and everything. And you're saying, well, why Stan, the Annuity Man? My answer to you is, why not? Today's topic is gap filling strategies before Social Security. I get a lot of calls from people like say in their 60s that are thinking about waiting until age 70 to take their income from the best inflation annuity on the planet called Social Security. By the way, a guy called me the other day, he goes, and he started it off with a slam and a put down. And anytime you do that with me, I'll stop the conversation and correct you. He said, well, I don't know why. I don't know a lot of people that own annuities. I went, stop. Every single person you know owns an annuity. Stop. Every single American with a Social Security number owns an annuity. So I didn't tell him that was the dumbest statement I'd heard that day, but it was. That's stupid. You hate all annuities? Hate Social Security then. If you really hate all annuities, then call Social Security and stop the payments and don't be a hypocrite. Okay. So for the people that call me all the time and say, well, I'm going to wait till 70 to turn on the best inflation annuity on the planet, Stan, Social Security. I'm like, you're right about that. It is the best inflation annuity on the planet. But I need a gap fill. I need income from age 63 to 70 or from 65 to 70 or from 62 to 70. How do we do that, Stan, the Annuity Man? Is there a way to do that? The answer is yes. There is a contractual way to do it. There are two contractual ways to do it, and both of them are good, and they also have bad to them. Like with anything, if it sounds too good to be true, it is every single time. There's limitations to every strategy. You just have to weigh the good and the bad to see if it makes sense. So let's talk about the first strategy for gap filling income, and it's called a single premium immediate annuity for a period certain, or a period certain immediate annuity. What that means is instead of it paying you for life, as long as you're breathing, period, like most people buy immediate annuities for, you're buying it to pay for a specific term. So in other words, a 5-year period certain immediate annuity pays for 5 years, 60 months, and then after the 60 months, money's gone. But for that 5 years, contractually, you know exactly what the payment's going to be monthly for those 5 years, or 7 years, or 8 years, or 9 years, or 10 years. Currently, at the time of this taping, most carriers, and remember that I represent pretty much every carrier out there, so when we do these quotes, I'm quoting pretty much every single carrier. Most of them at the time of this taping do not quote less than a 5-year period certain. There are some, but it's not competitive. That's where, things could change, I guess, with rate movements, etc. But typically it's a 5-year period certain and up. But the downside to a period certain immediate annuity is that after that term, money goes poof. Okay? Upside is it pays for the term. So it's 6 of one, half dozen of the other. You just have to understand that yes, you're going to gap fill the income, but at the end of that term with a period certain immediate annuity, it's over, done. And you might say, well, that's cool. Well, that's okay. And the way that I would tell you to buy that period certain immediate annuity is tell us exactly the monthly income needed to fill that gap, and then we reverse engineer that quote to find out how little amount of money we need to put in the period certain immediate annuity to contractually solve for that monthly income goal. Hello? And remember, please don't throw inflation at, well, what about inflation then? Listen, annuity companies don't give that away. So let's not talk about that. You already own the best inflation annuity on the planet. Anytime you attach inflation to an annuity payout, or some yahoo at a bad chicken dinner seminar says, my index annuity increases with inflation, the annuity company lowers the payment by around 30% in a lot of cases. So, think logically. If it sounds too good to be true, it is every single time. The good news about a period certain single premium immediate annuity is that it's contractual. It's locked and loaded. It's irrevocable. It's going to happen, period. Whether you have cognitive decline or hitting on all cylinders, doesn't matter. Period certain, let's say you got a 7-year period certain and you died in year 2, someone's going to get the additional 5 years of payments. The other way to do it, in the current interest rate environment that we're in, please look at the time of this taping if you're watching it down the road. It kind of makes me think of something real quick before we do that. Someone told me the other day, I didn't know this, Jimmy Dean sausage. You know Jimmy Dean sausage? And he's on these commercials and they go, well, those are great, but he's been dead for like 12 years. I'm like, really? I love Jimmy Dean sausage. How do they do that? They do it like with artificial intelligence. So I guess in the future, there might be an artificial intelligence video of Stan the Annuity Man. You're like, man, he looks young. He just never ages. And I'm dead and gone. They've done artificial intelligence. I think they're doing that with Bruce Willis now because he has some cognitive decline. I digress. Think about it, though. The other way to do this gap filling is with a MYGA, a fixed rate annuity, the annuity industry version of a CD. Now, you're going to have a little bit more money to pull this off because most people that want to gap fill income using MYGAs don't want to touch the principal. They just want to peel off or use the interest as that gap filling income, and at the end of the term have all their money left. However, I did have a couple clients recently that implemented a strategy that is unique, which is they're using the multi-year guarantee annuity and the ones that allow 10% free withdrawal every year. Withdrawal. I said withdrawal like a Southerner, right? Withdrawal, the thing. Withdrawal every year. And then they're just drawing the asset down and at the end of the term taking the remainder of the asset lump sum to cover that gap fill. We can do it a myriad of ways. What I'm going to tell you is that gap fill strategy with annuities, it's not perfect at all. It will work. There are upsides and there are downsides, but it's something to possibly explore. The other way to do it is if you don't want to tie your money up in a period certain immediate annuity or put it in a MYGA fixed rate annuity and just get a guaranteed interest rate, you could always just leave it in the bank and pull it out as needed over that time period. You could do that, or you could risk it, leave it in the markets and pull it out, hopefully just peeling off the growth, hopefully, off of that. But a lot of you out there are trying to figure out how to do it contractually, and I get that. So go to theannuityman.com, schedule a call, and we will run those period certain quotes for you, customized to what you're trying to do. But the key thing here is understanding that there's not great options. There's really not good options 5 years and in. If it's 5 years and in that you wouldn't need the gap fill, you might just want to stay the course with what you're doing. But if it's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, then let's look at a 5-year period certain, 6 year, 7 year, 8 year, 9 year, 10 year certain, okay? Or a multi-year guarantee annuity with a high interest rate of which you can just take that interest out and hopefully never touch the principal, or take that interest out in addition to some principal to achieve whatever goals that you want. The good news is that you are at chapter 2 of your life. You're planning for that lifestyle of chapter 2 of your life. The other thing that I would want you to consider mathematically is people always say, what's the best way to do Social Security? Should I wait till age 70 to turn it on? Now, there's a lot of yahoos and dart throwers out there that say, yeah, you have to do it this way. I'm a Social Security expert. You have to do it this way. You have to do it anyway. You do it your way. And let me give you an example. People say, well, should I take it at 65, Stan, Social Security, or should I take it at age 70? And my answer to them is, I don't know. But you need to factor in, if you take it at age 70 or you're thinking about that, you need to factor in those 5 years or 60 months of payments that you miss while you're waiting to get the higher payment, and how long it will take for you to make up for those 60 months of payments that you miss while you're waiting to get a higher payment. It's a data point. It's math. And I always say there's no U-Hauls behind hearses. Bird in the hand's worth two in the bush, as they say in the South. I'm from the South, so I can do that. So no emails, please. My opinion on all this is that let's live life for the day. It's a chaotic world. I'd rather you enjoy the money now. And people say, well, that just flies in the face of just regular advice for Social Security, wait until 70, blah, 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 blah. I get that. I understand that. But I'd rather you enjoy the money now. And why do I keep saying that to my clients and people that listen to me on all my podcasts and videos and all that stuff? It's because I want you to think about your life for a second. You have scrimped and saved and worked hard and done without and bought the lesser product and not gone on the exact vacation you want. Am I hitting a nerve? Am I ringing the bell a little bit? There has to come a point in time in your life that you do things for you, that the income stream turns on now. Instead of gap filling, just turn on the lifetime income stream and go live your life. I'd like for you to consider that as well, instead of just gap filling, because gap filling is a continuation of you trying to squeeze every penny out of every single thing and maximize every single thing. And I'm not against that, because that might be in your DNA. But what I'm going to encourage you to do is maybe come off of that a little bit and look at, what if I turn on a lifetime income stream right now? What if I turn Social Security on right now and didn't try to fill this gap? What if? Live today like you're dying tomorrow. Right? I mean, I try to do that. I mean, heck, I'm Stan the Annuity Man. I have no last name. It's the Annuity Man. I mean, I do these videos because, and I know they're going to be controversial, and I get so much hate mail from in emails and blowback from the industry about, well, you need money in the markets, and you need. And I know on this one, I'm going to get from the Social Security experts, you're doing a disservice, Stan the Annuity Man, to tell people not to wait till age 70. No, I'm not. I'm making you think mathematically what makes most sense for you. And I'm also hitting you in the forehead with a factual 2x4 of, hey, it might be time to take care of you. It might be time to turn on the income. It might be time to go live your life. It might be time to stop trying to squeeze oil out of the brick and take what's there in front of you and go do it. Annuities can provide those lifetime guarantees. Annuities can provide those gap filling strategies as well. And remember, this gap filling strategy we're talking about that bridges that gap between the time now, whatever now is for you, and the time you plan on turning on Social Security. We can do a single premium immediate annuity, period certain for you. Be happy to run that quote. Go to theannuityman.com, schedule a call. We'll do that. Okay. Or you buy a multi-year guarantee annuity. Again, theannuityman.com. Look at the MYGA live feed of the best fixed rates for your state. You can do that as well. Both of them can work. Both of them are positive and negative from the standpoint of benefits and limitations, like everything. But I also want you to think about not filling the gap and living life now and turning on the income now, and run those math numbers to see if that works for you. Okay? Great. Listen, my name is Stan the Annuity Man, if you didn't know that already. I am the Annuity Man. I am America's annuity agent, and proud of it to be out here, as they say in the South, spewing the truth. And I hope you connect with us. See you next time.